You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
This is going to be one crazy offseason for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. So I'm back with yet another podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. And this one's going to be really interesting. It's going to be a good chance for, once again, for you guys to engage with me down below in the comment section. And this is another rumor that surrounds the Chicago Bears in regards to not only Justin Fields, but the #1 overall pick. And now, since we actually secured the #1 overall pick via the Carolina Panthers, now we're having those conversations once again, much like last season. What should the Chicago Bears actually do with the #1 overall pick? Should we stay put and draft Marvin Harrison Jr. straight up, or take Caleb Williams, trade Justin Fields, or should we trade down for another massive haul, much like the haul we got last year from the Carolina Panthers? So according to Jeremy Fowler, he tweeted this: Bears can get a second or third round pick in a Justin Fields trade. He also added Bears can get more than Bryce Young package, even from team picking in top 5 for the #1 overall pick. So Bears fans, there's a lot to discuss here in that one tweet from Jeremy Fowler. First and foremost, let's talk about what he had to say about Justin Fields. The Bears can get a second or third round pick in a Justin Fields trade. There's actually even been multiple rumors indicating that the Bears may possibly be able to squeeze a first round pick from a quarterback needy team, much like the Atlanta Falcons. But here is my true opinion on that scenario. Let's say the Atlanta Falcons did come out and said, hey, we'll give you a first round pick for quarterback Justin Fields. To me personally, it sounds very nice. That would give you 3 first-round picks in this year's NFL draft. But here's my concern and question for anyone that's listening to today's episode of Keek on the Mic. If there is another team like the Atlanta Falcons offering a first-round pick for Justin Fields, that means the Atlanta Falcons value Justin Fields as a franchise quarterback. There is no team within the National Football League that's going to give up a first-round pick just to give up a first-round pick for a player or a quarterback. That means the Falcons would value Justin Fields as a franchise quarterback for their organization. So my question to you guys on today's episode of Keek on the Mic: why in the hell would Ryan Poles trade Justin Fields for a first-round pick if that means the Atlanta Falcons value him as a franchise quarterback? That means you are trading a franchise quarterback in Justin Fields. So for me personally, it makes absolutely zero sense to trade Justin Fields for a first round pick. And I know you guys may come at me down below in the comment section and say, well, Keek, that's a first round pick. And I totally understand where you're coming from. But my point is if the Atlanta Falcons are giving up a first round pick for Justin Fields, that means they are valuing Justin Fields as a franchise quarterback for the organization. So wouldn't that mean that the Bears have a franchise quarterback in place? That's all I'm saying. It actually reminds me, going back to the trade deadline, where Ryan Poles set the price for Jalen Johnson at a first-round pick. You know why he did that? Because he values Jalen Johnson as a building block for the Chicago Bears organization. So to me personally, if someone comes knocking and says, hey, we'll give you a first-round pick for Justin Fields, it all sounds nice. Don't get me wrong. Once again, you add another first-round pick, that would give you 3 first-round picks in this year's NFL draft. But once again, if an organization is offering you a first-round pick for any player, that means that they consider that player to be a franchise-altering player. So to me, that means you have your franchise quarterback in place in quarterback Justin Fields. That's just how I perceive and think about that situation in regards to what Justin Fields' trade value is worth. You guys can absolutely disagree with me. Let me know what you think about that down below in the comment section. So now let's move on to the second part of Jeremy Fowler's tweet. He said, Bears can get more than Bryce Young package, even from team picking in top 5 for the #1 overall pick this year. To me, Bears fans, that's an absolutely no-brainer that the Chicago Bears should trade down. Once again, let me remind you what the Chicago Bears actually received from the Carolina Panthers for the #1 overall pick last year. Obviously, the Bears traded down to #9 overall. That turned into offensive tackle Darnell Wright, and Darnell Wright's an absolute stud for the Chicago Bears offensive line this season. Obviously, they got the 2024 first-round pick. That turned into the #1 overall pick in this year's NFL draft. They also added a second-round pick that turned into Tyreek Stevenson. Tyreek Stevenson has 4 interceptions on the season. That leads all rookie cornerbacks. He's turned into an absolute star for the Chicago Bears defense. They also added a 2025 second-round pick. Oh, and I almost forgot. They also added wide receiver DJ Moore. And DJ Moore has career highs in basically every single category in his first season with the Chicago Bears. So to me, if you're telling me that the Bears can trade down to number 3 or even number 4 and get possibly more than what they received last year from the Carolina Panthers, that is an absolute no-brainer for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. So once again, I'm going to keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. Keep quarterback Justin Fields, trade down to number 2, 3, or maybe even number 4 overall pick and get an absolute haul once again. That means NFL organizations value this number 1 pick way more than they valued last year's number 1 overall pick. And I can tell you why they value it a little bit more. It's because the quarterbacks that are coming out in this year's NFL draft. Caleb Williams. A lot of people think Caleb Williams is a generational talent. I don't think he's a generational talent, but there's a lot of people around the NFL that hold Caleb Williams at a generational talent. You also have a lot of other guys coming out like Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix Jr. Maybe he shoots up the draft boards. There is so much value to this number 1 overall pick. It would be stupid for Ryan Poles to stay put at number 1 overall and just draft the best player available when you can get the same exact haul or possibly even more than what you got last year from the Carolina Panthers and still be within the top 5. So you're telling me that I can trade back, get the same amount or even more than what I got from last year's trade with the Carolina Panthers and still get a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr., a franchise-altering player that would make the Chicago Bears offense even better? To me, that is an absolute cheat code. And once again, Ryan Poles will have the opportunity to fleece an NFL organization. So once again, Bears fans, this is going to be an absolutely crazy offseason for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. And I cannot wait. Literally, I cannot wait to see what Ryan Poles does with the number 1 overall pick. But before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. If you guys were in Ryan Poles' shoes, what would you do with the number 1 overall pick? Let me know down below in the comment section. But as always, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. Better than that, back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down. Bears fans, I'm very excited to share this amazing book series with you, the Hawaiian State series, with the amazing goal to get kids to read a little bit more. With this series, you have 3 amazing books to read: Hawaiian State, Hawaiian Legacy, and Hawaiian Legend. This amazing series is a historical fiction based on the premise Hawaii remains independent but allies with America. And Bears fans, with the upcoming days off, it would be a perfect timing to keep the kids occupied and off their phones by reading a really good book. These books are truly amazing. Not only can they be enjoyed by all ages, but if teachers or parents buy a class set as a donation, they can actually contact the author of this book for free lessons. Bears fans, this is a great opportunity to buy a really good book series and to support a really good goal. And hey, after you're done reading this great series, go ahead and donate it to a local school or library to make sure everyone is able to get the opportunity to read this amazing series. The links for all 3 of these books will be in the description of this video. Trust me, Bears fans, you will not be disappointed. And as always to you guys, bear down.
You've been listening to Geek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.